right, what is up? Today, I'm not joined by anyone because the Raging Titan has some Wi-Fi troubles right now. So I'm going to be doing a quick recap of Week 5 because this is a little late and I want to get it out. So nothing really to talk about for that Eagles game. It was a blowout, 31-6. The Panthers and Jaguars game, Christian McCaffrey really had a good day for 19 carries, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, or Case, what is it? Kyle Allen threw 30 times, 17 completions, 181 yards and a touchdown. And Gardner Minshew was 26 of 44 for 374 yards, which he had a really good day and 2 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette had 108 yards and 23 carries and a touchdown. So I thought that was a pretty good game to watch. Next is the Vikings and the Giants. Not a lot to talk about here. When the Vikings aren't facing a good team, Kirk Cousins looks good. So that's all I really got to say. And then the Houston and Falcons, which was a lot higher of a score of a game than I thought it would be, 53-32. Just obviously probably not really any defense there. Moving on to the Bucs and Saints. The Bucs, it looked like it was a good game. Jameis Winston had 15 of 27 for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns. Teddy Bridgewater had 26 of 34 for 314 touchdowns and 4 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara had 16 carries for 62 yards, so it looks like he kind of got stopped on the ground, but they were just slinging it in the air. So that was a pretty decent game. And then we have a low-scoring game for the Bills and Titans. Josh Allen did play. I don't know if I touched on that in my predictions last week, but I didn't know if he was going to play because he was on concussion protocol, but he did play. 23 for 32, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Frank Gore was their leading rusher for 14 carries for 60 yards. Marcus Mariota did not have a touchdown. He threw for 13 of 22, and he threw for 183. Derrick Henry was the Titans' leading rusher for 20 carries for 78 yards. So, not a lot going on. It was more so a defensive battle here for that game. Next, Cardinals and Bengals. Cardinals got their first win of the season. I don't really have anything else to say to that. Really close game, 26-23, but not much to talk about there. Not much to talk about for the Patriots and Redskins. 33-7, obviously. Obviously, they were going to blow them out, so not a lot to talk about there. The Ravens and the Steelers, I thought this was a lot closer game than what it should have been. Lamar Jackson only went 19-28 for 161 yards, and he had three interceptions for 1 touchdown in that game. And Mason Rudolph, who ended up going out, was 13 of 20 for 131 yards and a touchdown. I just think that I might make a separate video for that Mason Rudolph hit. That was crazy. I might talk about that in a separate video. So I'm going to move on to Oakland and Chicago, which that was... I'm surprised that Oakland won that, to be honest. I mean, I didn't know this game was being played in London. So there's that. Chase Daniels threw 30 attempts for 22 completions, had 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Derek Carr was 25 of 32 for 229 yards, 0 touchdowns. Um, Josh Jacobs had 2 touchdowns. Who's the running back for the Oakland Raiders? But I got the end of the game, and Oakland fumbled a lot, and they still somehow pulled it off. And I mean, I saw some people saying that the jet lag is what really caused the Bears to do so bad, which I guess it is, maybe. I don't know. So that could be why they did so bad in that game. But a loss is a loss. And Oakland got the dub here. So moving on, we have Broncos and Chargers, which I was surprised. Broncos came out swinging, and they were up 14-0 at half or something like that. And then they were able to keep the lead, though they only did score once in the second half. Oh, I'm sorry. They had 17 in the first, and then they only scored a field goal in the fourth quarter. So, Joe Flacco was 14 of 20 for 182 yards, touchdown, and an interception. Phillip Lindsay was 15 carries for 114 yards and a touchdown. So, Phillip Rivers, 32 of 48 for 211 yards, but no touchdowns and 2 picks. Melvin Gordon had 12 carries for 31 yards, so they kind of stopped him there. But Denver got a win. So there's that. Next was the game of the week, Packers and Cowboys. Packers did end up winning it. Aaron Jones, 4 touchdowns. 19 carries for 107 yards. Aaron Rodgers had 22 of 34, 238 yards, and not a single touchdown there. Dak Prescott was he wasn't playing the best. 27 to 44, 463 yards, which I think is a career high, or not a career high, but maybe it is a career high for him. He had 2 touchdowns, but he had 3 picks. Ezekiel Elliott was held to 12 carries for 62 yards, so the Packers defense held its end of the bargain, while Aaron Jones just went off on that. So moving on to Sunday night game, which was surprising. The Colts ended up beating the Chiefs. Jacoby Brissett, 18 of 29 for 151 yards and an interception. Marlon Mack was 29 carries for 132 yards. That was their leading rusher. Patrick Mahomes, 22 of 39, 321 yards and a touchdown. But just did not help him win. That's I'm surprised that Indy won that, but I've been telling people you can't doubt Indy, and they're gonna make a playoff push. So I can't wait to see that. See them in the playoffs, see how they do with Jacoby Brissett. So the final game we have the Browns and the 49ers, and I'm sure everyone's seen and heard about the whole controversy with Richard Sherman and Baker Mayfield, and how Baker didn't shake hands with Richard Sherman, and Richard Sherman saw this disrespectful and whatnot. Well, the 49ers ended up blowing out the Browns, and they did not look good. Baker Mayfield, oh my God, 8 for 22 and 100 yards flat and 2 interceptions. Nick Chubb was held to 16 carries for 87 yards. But over here on the San Francisco side, Jimmy Garoppolo, 20 of 29, 181 and 2 touchdowns. And Matt Breida, I don't know how to say that, was their leading rusher for 11 carries for 114 yards and a touchdown. Coleman had a touchdown too. But Richard Sherman had a touchdown at like, what was it, like 2 minutes into the game or something, and they just blew him out. So yeah, I did not expect that to go down like that. San Francisco could be the real deal. You never know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, with the Browns, they could just be the Browns, and San Francisco could not be that good. Or I mean, you come out, you beat the Ravens, but then you lose to San Francisco. But how do you lose so bad to San Francisco when you come out, just destroying the Ravens? So I don't get it. It was a crazy week. I do have a mistake on here. This is supposed to be a 0, not a 1 for the San Francisco. I realized that too late. Now it's on there, but that is supposed to be a 0. So hopefully I remember when I calculate everything at the end of the season to subtract the 1 there, so he doesn't get an extra point. But I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.